My name is Dr. Ugalde, and I'm working for Stem Cell Institute in Panama City. We're here with Judi Lecoq. She's one of our MS patients. She got stem cell treatment 3 months ago, so she's going to tell us a little bit of her story.
Okay. So I started my stem cell treatment on June 14th, and when I arrived in Panama, I relied heavily on a cane. I could not really go anywhere without the cane. I was profoundly weak, fatigued, and I had a very old problem with my bladder. And since I'm back from Panama, almost immediately during the treatment, things began to change for me, and I have a lot of energy. I don't have any fatigue anymore, and my bladder is fixed, and that's an amazing story for me. And I use my cane about 50% of the time. I do use my cane. I still have a ways to go, still getting better every day, but there's been some profound changes. I was formally diagnosed in 1997, and but I'd had a lot of symptoms for many years, and mostly, and we talked about this, very bad fatigue and weakness, and I began to have a lot of trouble walking and problems with my bladder and other issues, and those. When I finally found that I had multiple sclerosis, I found a doctor who was a medical doctor, but he practiced clinical homeopathy, and I started working with him in '97, and so I did clinical homeopathy, and I found the Stem Cell Institute in January of 2010, this year, and I don't know, the more I looked at it, thought about it intellectually, it just really made sense to me that stem cells could repair. So.
And Judi, can you tell us how long you had the bladder problems before you went?
Oh gosh, well, probably more than 20 years.
Mm-hmm. And now that's resolved?
It's resolved.
And that's been how long?
It started to resolve itself when I was in Panama, and when I came back, I was shocked, because before I went, I said if there was one thing that could get fixed, it would be that, but that was too big, and it was not possible. So it's just unbelievable, really. Yeah.
Excellent. Can you tell us about the hospital and the medical facility, the clinic where you're treated, and the laboratory?
The Stem Cell Institute is located at the Hospital Punta Pacifica in Panama, and that is a Johns Hopkins facility. It's extremely professional. And then, and the laboratory, I did do a tour of the Metastem labs, and where all the stem cells are purified and collected.
Processed, yeah.
Processed, and it was very clean and very nice. So,
and would you go back again for treatment?
I'm going to go back. I hope to go back in June of next year.
Okay.
I can walk. Oh gosh. Okay. Here's a very profound thing. Before I went to Panama, before I went to the Stem Cell Institute, I could stand on my legs for maybe 10 minutes, and then I had to sit down. I just couldn't do it. And recently, I went to a funeral, and I had to stand up for 2.5 hours, and I was fine. And I never felt the need to sit down, and I never felt weak or shaky. And that was amazing, amazing. And last weekend, I was at a party, and just very spontaneously, some people started to dance in a conga line, and I joined in. And I danced for 8 minutes. I didn't hold on to anybody, and nobody held on to me. And it was spontaneous. So, yay!
That's great.